Well, I have 7:33, so I am going to attempt to keep my eye on the doorbell, if that makes sense, on the waiting room. And I will go ahead and get things started. I am Paula Scott of the Bluffton Area Chamber of Commerce, and today of the Bluffton Center for Entrepreneurs. The BCE is our program today, and so I'm kind of representing both organizations today. And so I'm going to go ahead and get us started. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you have any ideas on how to make a Zoom meeting more exciting, more participatory, I know people are really missing our half hour of networking that we had with our breakfasts. If you want to stick around afterwards, I'm going to make sure that things don't go on too long. If you want to mix and mingle afterwards, we can do that. For right now, go ahead and mute your microphone and then go ahead and turn those on when you are going to participate. And that way we'll have hopefully a little less audio distortion. So good morning, and I'm going to start with our chamber report. I have lots to tell you about. I have been extremely busy these last couple of weeks working on a reimagined Blaze of Lights. As I like to say, we're putting a new spin on the Blaze this year. And I have to absolutely thank my chamber board and those individuals who formed the Blaze Committee, Mandy Gerken-Snyder, Daniel Tinch, Derek Dukes, Marlena Ballinger, and Connie Cruzy. They have just been so enthusiastic and determined to make this a really fun opportunity. We are not able to do a parade. Okay, what can we do instead? Well, we didn't do our fundraising as usual. Normally I start in the spring and know months in advance what kind of budget we have for the Blaze. Well, we are like, okay, we don't know what's coming down the pike. I asked last week for my donations, and we had a response from 17 donors. I'm just staggered by their enthusiasm, their generosity. And so we have funded our alternative events, and we are hoping to offer more prizes for decorations. Every year we have a residential decorating contest, and we are going to do our very best to put as much into that and reward people as much as possible for making Bluffton Blaze. So that Saturday after Thanksgiving, November 28th, will be Shop Small Saturday. I'm thinking it's going to be a bit of a different day. There's no football game. Normally, it's a ghost town during the OSU Michigan game, and I hope people will come and spend parts of the day downtown, visit our shops, visit our restaurants, but in a more spread out manner. Instead of 4,000 people, boom, at one time, hopefully it will be all nicely spread out. And then on the weekend, on the Saturday, December 5th, we are going to have a whole bunch of fun new things to do. That's when our town crier is going to make his presentation on video. Kevin Gratz is our town crier, and we'll also have a video from the Bluffton High School show choir. So that will debut on Facebook and on YouTube on December 5th. We're also going to have something we're calling Santa's Caravan. Santa is going to come and ride in the antique fire truck provided by the Bluffton Fire Department. And he is going to lead cars on a 6-mile figure-8 route through Bluffton past some of the residential and blaze of lights displays. Now, unfortunately, we can't go down Sunset and Beaver. You know, it's a traffic optimized route, but it should be really fun. And drivers are invited to decorate their vehicles. So in a way, you'll see a parade through a large area of Bluffton. And you can register your vehicle by emailing blufftonchamber@gmail.com. And I'll have a map of that. If you want to drive it on a different night, we'll also have a map for that. So that's going to be 6:30 to 7:30. At 8 o'clock on the 5th, the BFR is going to host a free drive-in movie, and that's going to be How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That is free. That's the largest ticket item that our donors are supporting. That is something that you can register for through the BFR. And for some reason, I don't have the email in front of me, but I created 2 Facebook events, and it is also on explorebluffton.com. Okay, before I turn the page here, I was trying to think of something to make this fun. How many people have my agenda in front of them? Anybody? Oh, yay. Okay. So normally I would give $25 in Bluffton bucks to our musician who would, you know, one of Christie's music studio students. I have 25 bucks. If you can find a typo in my agenda, I will give you $5. So I have $5 prizes if you can find a typo, and I know they're in there in my agenda. All righty. Something I'm very pleased about for the Blaze, we are going to have 4 signs pointing people towards the Ream and Blaze of Lights display. And I think that's something I've wanted for a very long time, and this is the year that we'll have that. And then finally, I think I've mentioned that our theme is You Can't Stop Christmas from Coming. And that's a Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas concept. And so we are going to have our very own Grinch who is going to come to businesses that are participating in the United Way campaign. And the Grinch will do a photo opportunity with you. If you want to present a check to the Grinch, he'll steal it and pass it along to the United Way. All right. So any questions about Blaze announcements? Okay. Well, I'm going to move along to an email that I sent out yesterday, and that is updates from the state of Ohio. I am getting emails from the Department of Workers' Comp. If you need anything related to the mask mandates, social gathering requirements, yesterday I talked to somebody who needs to quarantine, but you know what? They really weren't quite sure. Did they need to get tested first? You know, they hadn't really thought about it as it applied to them. So if you need any information regarding that, please let me know. And I think I can point you to the Allen County, Hancock County, or state of Ohio resources that you might need. All right.
Hey, Paula, this is Dave Stratton. May I just interject something on that, if I could, please?
Yeah.
So at Allen Economic Development Group, we still have about 25 PPE toolkits, meaning that in each toolkit, there's sanitizer, but there's also 110 masks that would be available. So for the businesses that would be interested, if they have a need for that, just let us know, and you can contact me. But again, we could get you a toolkit. We want to try to keep businesses open and safe as much as possible.
Thank you, Dave. That's excellent. Yeah, I can help distribute those. We can have those for you here at the chamber office. happy to help you get your hands on those kits. And then I am very excited to say we are approaching our membership renewal time. We have our 2021 decals ready to go. So please watch your mail and your email for that membership renewal. And I'm very pleased to say that the Chamber is now offering PayPal. If you want to pay your dues electronically, you can. I recently had some account cleanup to work on. I had a few things sitting out there that I needed to ask people to pay. And I found that half of them took PayPal, took me up on my PayPal offer right away. And so I'm hoping that will be a great convenience for people. And I'm really pleased to have that option. All righty. Does anybody have any questions about anything chamber related before we move along to our program? All righty. Well, I'm going to put on my BCE hat here for our program. If you didn't know, I work half my week for the Chamber, half my week for the BCE. And we're going to give you our annual report this morning for 2019-2020. I'm going to be joined by Steve Ritter of Citizens National Bank, Tim Sealshot, representing First National Bank of Pandora, and Cam Warner, who's the District Director for the Office of Congressman Jim Jordan. I am a firm believer of making sure that in addition to we all have to-do lists, right? Our to-do lists are so long. If you don't ever create an annual report and make a list of all the things that you've done in the last 12 months, I highly recommend it. I got such a boost from creating this annual report, and I'm really excited about the things that we have to talk about. So it's been a really challenging year for the country, for our state, and for our area. And okay, the Bluffton Center for Entrepreneurs, we are no exception. But really, I think that the BCE is benefiting from these Zoom meetings. We serve 4 counties, the 4 counties around Bluffton, and it makes it possible for us to reach a lot more people this way. By the way, this report, where's my report? The annual report, we sent these out, and the report itself is a link in the Chamber email. And if you want to take a look at it, that's where you'll find it. It's 4 pages, and like I hope I said, we sent that out to about 210 community leaders. If you haven't seen the report, we would be happy to send it to you. All right, so now I'm going to turn the microphone over to Steve Ritter of Citizens National Bank, and we're going to start with a look at the scope of BCE services and our support network. Morning, Steve.
Hey, good morning. Thank you, Paula. So I'll touch briefly on the overview of the BCE, and then we'll move on to the next segment. But the BCE, or the Bluffton Center for Entrepreneurs, we basically, as Paula alluded to, we cover a 4-county area. It's made up of Allen, Hancock, Putnam, and Hardin County. And we offer a business plan competition, small group meetings with local experts, and one-on-one networking to connect new businesses with the resources they need as they develop their business. You know, sometimes we can put them in touch with a local attorney or an accountant or someone with tax planning or financial planning to help them get the business structured, because, you know, not everyone can be an expert in every field, but you can find the expert to help you get through that process. And I think the group here is good at directing you in the direction to help you get that done. So our main event that we offer in the year is our business plan competition. And the 2020 ROP Triplet Business Plan Competition awarded $6,000 in prizes, and it included 8 completed business plans. The plans were a big undertaking by everyone, and they do have a lasting benefit to the business as they work through the process. We'd like to extend a thank you to Kathy Keller of the Small Business Development Center at Rhodes State College for being the instructor for the 7 classes, and I guess through the winter braving the roads to come to Bluffton to host those until we had to change gears with the COVID. We'd like to thank our sponsors. Without that, something like this would not be able to be done as well as we do. But Allen County Development Group, the Bluffton University, Citizens National Bank, First National Bank, and Rickenbaugh and Steiner were all sponsors of this competition. So we'd like to thank them for that. And we'd also like to recognize the Village of Bluffton as an annual financial supporter beyond the scope of the competition and everything else that we do. So with that, I will slide the mic over to Tim Sealshot and let him move into the next segment of our presentation. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate the board's done, and Paula, your leadership on setting this meeting up. We kind of mentioned before, BC is definitely a 4-county area, and Bluffton sits on a county line of Allen and Hancock County, and it has strong ties to Hardin and Putnam counties. And we try to reach out across all of those counties. And I think that really shows in our who we had as contestants. So within the BCE reach, we had 2 Findlay area businesses, Wesley Lear, who received our young adult discount and created a plan for pre-operational digital marketing business. Especially right now, being able to reach out digitally is very important. And Party with the Princess, a children's party planning business that was established in 2017. We had 2 Putnam County businesses, Ottawa Odd Jobs, established in 2019, provides residential and commercial services. If anybody that has to get any work done knows how tight that area is and how important to be able to expand that. A Little Monkey Kitchen was established in 2015, which won 2nd place. This is an allergy and friendly bakery based in Fort Jennings. And a Lima-based bakery established in 2017 called A Touch of Europe, won 3rd place. There's 3 Bluffton businesses finalists in the business plan. Greenhorn Restaurant, which won 1st place and opened for lunch and dinner for this past summer. FGHG LLC, which won our most letters in the beginning of their name, owns and operates a commercial residential rental properties, and the Blue Heron, a pre-operational farm-based Airbnb. Congratulations to all these businesses for their accomplishments and programs. Combined reach of the programs, classes, meetings, totaled 30 events and 143 attendees in April. In the midst of the competition judging process, we had to take everything online. It was very good that we were able to make an adjustment and make sure that one of the biggest parts of what we do came to fruition, kind of right smack dab in the middle of COVID. So, as the NBA was shutting down, we were still able to get all our stuff done. Our contestants and judges were incredibly flexible and patient with the process. We thank our judges from the Ada Area Chamber of Commerce, Ryan DeMarco, who's on the call today, from Edward Jones, Mercy Health of Lima, Promo Hits, and Ward Law Offices of Tiffin. I'll turn it back to Paula, and thanks everybody.
Yeah, I just want to comment. Is it coincidental that our top 3 were all food businesses? I don't know. I certainly was very hungry throughout that competition process and enjoyed it very much. All right, so I just wanted to fill you in a little bit on our new video online opportunities. In our business plan competition, we were very YouTube based. That allows us to not only, we'll start with a Zoom meeting like this one, But then if you can't attend that meeting, you can watch the reruns at your convenience on YouTube. So maybe you're in Ottawa or Kenton or Lima or Findlay. Now you don't have to drive back and forth. You don't have to take a huge chunk out of your day to participate in our programming. And so I'm just going to share with you some of the topics that we had. If you look at the report, you'll see all the program providers that we worked with on these programs. We had a student interns program with Bluffton University, a program on permits for when you are having work done on your commercial building, succession planning, options for taking electronic payments, how to hold a pop-up shop, how to turn digital marketing views into clicks, and setting up a side hustle. So those are all our 2019-2020 programs. If you would like to provide a program in the coming year or have an idea for a topic that you'd like to see addressed, please give me a call. And our next event is going to be December 10th at 6 p.m. And we're going to hold a focus group that evening. This is going to be our first online focus group. And I'm really pretty excited about this concept. I think it could be applied to other things. The BCE is developing a new landing page service. So if your new business does not have the money or the time yet to create a web page, this will be a one-page landing site on the BCE website where we'll provide information about your business. Please email me at blufftoncE@gmail.com and I'll send you the link and the template, the current template for the landing pages. And you can give us feedback on that and help us develop this new service. Great. All right. So now I'm going to turn things over to Cam Warner. I should mention that Tim Sealshot is our vice president of the board and Cam is the president of our board. I'll hand it over to you, Cam.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Paula. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you all. It's just amazing to see so many faces on here who I think have been connected with the BCE in one form or another. So again, thank you for all the work you've done in the past and that you continue to do. And I guess just to really echo something Paula said there, just as far as, if you have questions regarding the organization, please do not hesitate to reach out to any one of us at any point. But then also, those event ideas that Paula just talked about, float those our way. I mean, because Paula's done such an incredible job with all this stuff. She's got really good quality programming. We're always looking for more ideas and things we can do as far as outreach. So please, feel free to just reach out to us with those ideas. We greatly appreciate that stuff. So I get to do the fun part of this, which is to take a minute here to recognize Dick and, what he's meant to the organization in the past and just all the hard work that he's put in, through the entirety of the program. Whether you know it or not, Dick was actually a founding member. It was pretty integral in the development and walking us through to where we're at today. And I think he would probably attest to the fact that it's changed a little bit over the course of time, but we've continued to define and redefine who we are. And so, so just very instrumental in that entire process. So like I said, founding member in 2007, and faithfully served ever since then. He also served as the BCE's first executive director, which I didn't know that was actually news to me, Dick. So, so we should have been leaning on you. We should have been leaning on you more for that over the years. And now that I knew that you had that background, he also served as secretary, which I think actually, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think you were probably on almost every executive position of the entire board at one point or another, with the exception of treasurer. And that's because Dave Steiner is a hog and he's held down that position for almost as long as you were on the board. So that's also pretty telling. I guess from a personal level, Dick, I want you to know how much I always appreciated you just because you're a great example of servant leadership. And, we don't see enough of that stuff on a daily basis. So for you to model that, it was good for me as a younger guy to be able to see that and to know that that's what it takes for these things to be successful. I guess I just always appreciated that too. You're never afraid to speak up, never afraid to offer your time. And so again, good examples for all of us to see. Probably most importantly, and everybody will appreciate and relate to this on some element, Dick was our donut / pastry / coffee guy for every meeting. And you got to have that guy, right? So Dick was always so good about stepping in with all that stuff and just filling all those little gaps. You know, for those of you, I think most of us probably know Dick on some level. You know, if you want to find out more about him, I'll point you towards the 15 Minutes With article that's currently running on the Bluffton Icon. So thank you, Fred, for doing that and for, you know, continuing to give us the insight into some of our community folks. Give that a look. You'll probably find out a little bit, you know, probably 1 or 2 things that you didn't know about Dick, even if you know him pretty well. And so it's definitely worth checking out. So again, Dick, thank you sincerely for myself and from everyone else on the board. I hope you realize or recall that when we redid the bylaws, you're only off the board for 1 year, man. Like, you're only retired for 1 year. So, and then you can always come back. So, so we'll be expecting to see you again soon. So thank you again for everything. And thank you for getting us on the course we're on. It's much appreciated.
Yeah, Dick, can we get your smiling face there on the camera for a second? Can
Sure.
you greet our viewers?
I'd be happy to. I really appreciate your thoughts, Cam and Paula. I was so excited by the award. I'm sure Bob Triplett would be excited to hear, in a sense. We tend to think of Rob as a creative type, a dreamer and an inventor. He was also a great stickler for detail and quantification. He felt like, boy, if you can't quantify what you've done, how do you know what you've done? So I'm sure he's very happy and smiling somewhere now. If I'm breaking up or anything, let me know. I can always mute my video and conserve my bandwidth for audio if need be. And certainly the need for BCE has never been greater than it is today as we go through these times of tribulation, which are certainly going to pass. But I look forward to the opportunity to serve BCE in any capacity I can as a member in the future. I'm happy to join the membership program, and I wish everyone at BCE the best of luck, and thanks so much. Over to you, Paula. Back to you, Paula.
All right, I'll actually take it from there, Dick. And so, yeah,
Okay.
Thank you again. Thank you again so much for everything. And again, don't be a stranger. I mean, that's my part of this program is I hate to call it a plea, but it is an ask from anybody and everybody that's on this call, just to continue to keep us in mind. That's part of what makes the community go is this, you know, questions, thoughts, ideas. That stuff's all pretty valuable to this organization. And I think it's going to be a big part as we continue to move forward. You know, so piggybacking off of, you know, what we just did with Dick, you know, I just real quick, as far as some of this membership stuff goes, I don't think we've probably ever given Brendan Matthews the thanks that he deserves as well, just for all the time he spent as president with the organization. You know, he was president of the group prior to Dick for a good number of years too, but he was very instrumental in getting us to where we're at too. Along those lines, we also recently had Katie Kiefer and Ryan Lowry exit the board after serving for a number of years. And so if you happen to see them out and about throughout the community, I know Ryan's still busy, I think, with the Lions Club board. And so, you know, make sure you thank them for their time and the efforts they put into this as well. Real quick news too, on the good news on the membership board front is we actually have Ben Hill and Andy Marquitt, who are Bluffton Knights and Marathon employees, who will be joining the board starting our next month's meeting. So we've got a couple of new faces we're going to have there. And so if you see those folks out and about in the community, know that there are resources that you'll be able to use here in the near future as well. Our board too, as far as that stuff goes, we do have additional board openings. So if you're at any point interested in this, you want to find out more about what it entails, right now it's basically what you get, I think, with probably most of our typical boards in the area as far as the one meeting a month obligation. There are times where maybe it would be a little bit more than that, but generally speaking, that's the time commitment that we're looking at. but even whether you're on the board or not, again, you are a community resources. You sit where you're at, in whatever room or whatever location you're in right now. You have people in your sphere of influence that need to hear about the BCE and who might also be interested in being a member or a board member. And so just make sure you're, do us the favor of just trying to spread the word as much as you can. Make sure folks knew who we are and what we're doing and where we're going to try to be going down the road too. So like I said, Paul has done an amazing job. We're lucky to have her with all the day-to-day interactions and the operations with our local entrepreneurs. So that's a big part of this thing too. If you folks are privy to the knowledge of someone who's thinking about starting a business or they're in the early stages of that, make sure you get them connected with us. Pretty important because we're not looking to reinvent the wheel here with what we do. Our big part of this is to try to get them connected with resources that are already out there, whether it's the SBDC, which is part of the SBA and the programming they have there. The USDA also has a number of different programs we can get folks connected with. We're even learning about Allen County Jobs and Family Services, that they've got some, connectivity, help with interns and potential OJT programming that can be helpful as well. So just make sure you send people our way, and we'll try to get them best connected to those resources that, frankly, as a taxpayer, we're all already paying for anyway. So we want to be utilizing that stuff as best we can. So I guess on to one of the things that, I'm pretty excited that, not that I don't want to like oversell this, but, a little bit of a big announcement today that some of you all will be the first to hear is that we've been talking for a long time about how we can best communicate with other boards and entities in the community. And so we've been kicking around a long time and just floating these ideas that we need to be working a little bit closer with the chamber and their board. And so I'm here to tell you today that we're in a position where probably at some point in January, we're going to hold our first BCE board collaboration meeting with the Bluffton Chamber. And a big part of that is just to find out a little bit more about each other, get familiar with the faces on each board, to define roles and to discuss how we can best be working together. Also, to take that additional step further, had a good conversation with Jesse at the Village, and from the Village perspective, the Village is very interested in partnering up as well. So I think that it's pretty vital as far as being able to know what each group is up to, funneling people back and forth with ideas or questions. I just think it's going to be a really good step and hopefully fostering more communication, throughout the community. So I say that as kind of an enticement. If there's anything that you're remotely, it has piqued your interest, just know that hopefully the continuity of the boards is going to be picking up a little bit. So if it's on one board or the other, depending on some of those roles, now would be a really good time to take that step, move that forward, because you can literally, put your fingerprints, get me right there, on Bluffton's future footprint. Because part of this next step, like I said, with Paula being so good about the day-to-day operations of the entrepreneur, we start thinking a little bit bigger as far as what's it mean organizationally for us, but then also more importantly for the community. And so part of this whole future conversation, again, don't want to oversell anything, but part of this collaboration with the Village, Bluffton very much needs some getting future ideas on paper as far as site development and potential, shovel ready, properties and things of those sorts, just to help foster and to be able to sell the community to folks who might be looking to locate a business here, or for the folks who are already here. And so that can take the form of storefronts, available rental space, but then also, most importantly, any of the development, with the corridor out 103 is the logical choice as we all look at it, right? Because the good development with the pedestrian pathway and the stuff that's happening there. So anyway, so it's the appeal, right? Like, y'all, we're all part of this community. And so, other folks who know folks. And so it's going to be pretty important that the communication stays at a high level. So along those lines, if you can't be a board member, I also want to encourage you to consider joining the BCE as a member. Paul's done a really nice job of fleshing out some of these different, investment opportunities as far as what it takes to be a member. Like I said, that, so many of these folks that we're helping are on a shoestring budget. They're just starting out a business. So they don't have all the operational expenses that to necessarily fork out an additional, amount of money to do something like this. And so those of us who are in a position where we're in a little better state, it's a good opportunity for us. So as such, we encourage you to join the BCE as a potential leading, supporting, or associate member at dues levels from anywhere $250 a year to all the way down to just $45 a year. So we ask that you consider that. If you are a member, some of the benefits, and I think this is all on the handout there, but just real quick through benefits of membership include an invitation to our annual meeting and a hard copy of the annual report, invitations to all of our online events and programs, including competitions, a BCE network listing on blufftonchamber.com. So if you're interested in that at all, make sure you go to the website, check it out, and you can kind of see what that entails. You also get opportunities to network with and provide programs for area entrepreneurs, which we talked about a little bit ago, and a window decal to show your support to help build awareness of the BCE. I know one of the other things too, and Paula talked about that December session, but one of the successful things we've offered in the past are what we call think tanks. It is a focus group sort of thing. And so that's something too, from a business perspective, if you're ever interested in that, that's definitely something we can look at as well. So I think I've talked enough at this point, but for more details, check out that annual report. And now I think we'll be happy to take whatever questions anyone might have. Thank you.
I have muted a few people there, so feel free to unmute yourself as we go into question and answer, as well as into member announcements.
Paula, I'd like to.
I lost you, Fred. You were there for a second and then I lost you.
How's that?
There you go.
Okay. I'm really excited to hear that the BCE board and the chamber board are talking to each other. That has been something that I think the benefits are incredible if these two groups can get together. I encourage you to continue to move in that direction, and I think some great things can happen from that. So that's my comment on that.
Thank you, Fred. Yeah, I think that these are challenging times to, as far as communication goes. And so anything that we can do to keep the lines of communication open are really important. All right, well, I think that if you don't have additional questions, they'll probably, as soon as we change topics, they'll come to you. We'll go ahead and move on to our member announcements. I have 3 on the agenda here, but if any of you have additional announcements to make, please let me know, and I might even call out a couple of you on those as well. I'm going to start with an announcement for Family Eye Care Clinic of Bluffton. They're busy working this morning, and normally I ask people to be here to make announcements, but this is too important. Dr. Allen is retiring. I don't know, is this the second retirement? I'm not sure. And so this afternoon, from 5 to 6 p.m., they are going to have a drive-by recognition for him. Dr. and Mrs. Yoder will be sitting out front, and we can drive by and wave and shout out our thanks to them. They've been a really important part of my life. Dr. Allen has been in the healthcare community since 1964. So I think plenty of well wishes and thanks will be heading their way. All right, and I don't know if anybody from Faith Investment Services is here. They're doing a non-perishable food drive with Riley Creek Arbor. And so they're located at 101 North Main Street, and we'll be taking donations until November 19th. All right, Dick Ramsire, are you ready to make an announcement for the Lions? I need you to just unmute yourself. All right, let me see if I can do it. I'm going to ask you to unmute. All right, well, we're going to have to come back to Dick and see if he can get the message to unmute. Everybody go like this.
There we go. Okay.
There we go. Excellent.
Yes. As I was stating while you couldn't hear me, the Lions Way Pathway Program is very extensive. We're going to be adding on over the next few years, and you'll be hearing announcements about that. But we felt it was time to really emphasize the friendliness of Bluffton. And so that was the reason the whole program of putting new racks in at strategic locations in town was very important. We felt there needed to be signage with merchants, identifying them as a bike-friendly business and also a place where people could park their bike. And so that's why we put the decals on the windows of 21 businesses in the community. If others want to participate in that, there's no cost involved. It's just a way of identifying you as a business that is welcoming cyclists. And we're trying to make it so that people can safely park their bikes because of those. Some of those are extremely expensive. And as a result, they can lock them up very safely in these new established bike racks. So those are all exciting things. And we really appreciate the support of the merchants in helping us put that program together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I want to give you kudos on the design. The one here at Town Hall, I just love it. It is super easy to use. And we have beautiful paving to go along with them. They're a real asset.
Thank you.
All right. So those are all of my official announcements on the agenda. Anybody else want to make an announcement?
If I can.
Yeah, Dan Clear.
I just want to congratulate Dick and the company and the Lions Club over there. This was the first year I actually had a chance to utilize the Lions Way bike path, and we really appreciate what has happened in the village of Bluffton with that. It was a great ride. We didn't get to travel all of it, but it was the midpoint of a 36-mile day, so it was quite a bit for us. But at any rate, it was really nice to be able to ride the parts of it that we did, some of it out in the country. And also shout out to Bike Crazy, Liz and Raymond for providing us with the bicycles. Of course, we had to pay for them, but anyway, bicycles, which really worked out great for us as well. So thanks a lot.
Wonderful. Thanks, Dan. Hey, Tom Gieskin, do you want to, I saw something in my email from you. You had an announcement about a new billboard?
Yeah, I just made a major acquisition of a couple premier billboards down in Sydney, Ohio, on I-75. Matter of fact, it's the only digital billboard on I-75 for 140 miles between Dayton and Toledo. So it's a really, really good one. We're looking for it's more kind of regional and national advertisers for it, but kind of growing in that market in West Central Ohio and Northwest Ohio. So yeah, we're really excited about that one.
Wow. I don't know. I feel like when something's in your own backyard, like I-75, you sort of lose focus on it. But I think that traffic is a wonderful resource for us. And it's great to see you provide a service like that.
Thank you.
All right. Any other announcements? Because at this point, I just want to let people know that we have a December 11th meeting when Bluffton University and Bluffton Schools will give us an update on education in our area. And then from this point on, we can just visit. You can turn your microphones on and we can try to recreate that chamber experience of the mix and the mingle. Thank you all for joining us today. And I hope you all have a great weekend if you need to go and do other things in your day, but I hope some of you will stay and chat for a few minutes.